What's going on, guys? Woo! We barely made it for the show. I have a special guest, and I know you guys all recognize her. Patty has agreed to get on camera tonight, and we're going to drill her with becoming a full-time van lifer and what it was like to leave home and clean out the house and sell the house and all that good stuff. But first, we're going to say hi to some people, and thank you, James Catnese, for becoming a channel member. We appreciate you. And hello to Elizabeth and Gracie and Gina and Helen. Patty A, front row seat. That's the best seat to have. Les and Bernadette both here listening in. And Gary, thanks for being here. Deborah. And then we start getting the Dream on Wheels raid. We've got all kinds of people coming over from Travis and Yanais. So thank you guys all for the raid. Thank you for coming over. And I'm going to say hi to just a couple more people, and then we're going to get started. So already, go ahead and start. If you have any questions for Patty, put an asterisk, 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 question, question, question. So I see it because the chat moves fast. And Patty and myself, we're both watching for any questions that you might have. But we're going to say hi to a couple more people real quick. Mark Wolf in the house. Felix, thanks for coming in. RV Grandma Charlotte, thank you for being here. Judith Williams, thank you for being here. Mary Jones, moderator. All my moderators, before we get started, go ahead and drop your link. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your work here. I'm playing with the button here. How you doing, Patty?
I'm doing okay.
Oh, man. So we've been working.
Yes.
We've done a few jobs. My labor prices went up.
Oh, well, I can understand why.
The screen was a little fun to do, but we are making some improvements to the beach house. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the whole van life launch. So I talked Patty into sharing some information about apps that you've been using. She's actually budgeting the whole experience. So that's cool, month by month budget. So go ahead, talk to us about launching into full life.
Well, on the budget, I did kind of work it out before I left, and I will be tracking my expenses as I go. So it'll be interesting to see how it actually turns out in terms of what the real costs are. You see these videos all the time. How much does van life really cost? So it'll be interesting to see. Apps, I actually found a couple. One is Fetch. That one, every time you buy something, you can upload the receipt and get some points. So
nice.
That's one.
What's it called?
Fetch.
Nice.
Fetch.
Nice. Never heard of it.
Yep. And then Upside is the other one. Similar in concept that when you make a purchase, you get credit for it, but instead of just randomly uploading receipts, it gives you offers for gas, restaurants, and for groceries in the area that you're in. And then you can accept the offer, and it gives you a certain time frame to use it. So you might want to be close by when you accept the offer, because some of them will only give you like a half hour to an hour, and then others will give you up to 24 hours. So it really depends on the offer. But once you utilize the offer and you make your purchase, you check in with the app, it uploads, and within 48 hours, you receive a percentage of your purchase, and you can cash out at any time.
Nice.
Yeah, already $29 so far.
Nice. $29. That's awesome. Yeah. That's like, I mean, that's literally like 3 or 4 meals. Yeah, that's cool. That is so cool. So question, are we going to Quartzsite in January? Are we going to the RTR?
Yes.
So we both are a definite yes for that. Actually, last year I missed the women's RTR. I'm definitely going to be there this year, and definitely looking forward to that. So this will be Patty's first year there. So if anybody runs into Patty or sees the van with the big Connecticut plates, please, she's looking for like-minded van people to even caravan with or hang out with. So we're gonna have a little meetup down there, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Looking forward to it.
Are you looking forward to meeting Bob Wells?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if it happens, why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he's not doing as much as he used to, though. It's kind of changing hands to the next generation, it looks like.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So focus forward. Oh, all right. So Kaylee's feeling better now. Yeah. So you can kind of feel things changing, on the channel. So I think for me, the funnest part is even the small groups that we have and everything that you learn from one another, and going and hanging out at the big tent and seeing things that, oh, hey, I never thought of that. I might need that for the van. So, and the whole nomad lifestyle thing.
It's my first time in Arizona too. So
Arizona, yeah, yeah. So tell me what it was like I know we talked about this on the video the other day, but kind of how long did it take you to kind of go through all your stuff?
well, the clock started maybe the end of April. That's when I sold the condo. So I procrastinated. Don't recommend that. But it was so overwhelming. So from April until, and then the closing was the first week of July. So that was my time frame to do everything that I had to do.
May, June, July. Not even July. That's less than 3 months, less than 90 days. I tell Kelly all the time, we plan on a year or two selling this house, and I say we need to get started. We need to start getting rid of stuff, or it's going to be a very, very big headache when the time comes. So I'm happy to see gas prices coming down before you start really getting, and you took several days to get here.
I do.
Staying at Harvest Host and places. So gases weren't quite coming down at that point yet. So it's nice to see gas coming down. You actually found it for 330,
320.
320
because of the app.
Oh, because of the app.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi everyone, saying hi. I'm on the phone. Hard to see. Box Fan D, thanks for coming in. If you are just coming in, thank you for coming in. We said a bunch of hellos. I'm limited on how many people I can say hello to. Kelly will get mad at me. And tonight's show is all about Patty and Patty's launching, and all the things that she's learning getting on the road. And it's a lot. It's a lot. So one day I want to attend the RTR. Celeste is going to be at the meetup. She's from Texas. And so that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And RTR, the women's RTR, I want to do the open house again. I feel like I met some amazing people at the open house, and a lot of people came to see the van. It's so fun. Patty has agreed to park next to me this year if we can get a spot. Last year, Mark Wolf was parked next to me or across from me, and Van Life Voyages. And it's fun. A lot of people walk through the vans looking for ideas. Mark Wolf, Patty, I'll see you at the Q23. So Q23 is Box Fan D, Van Life Voyages, and myself.
Yes.
We have a meetup out there at courtside.
I'll be there.
Caravanning is a great idea. That would be cool. That would be cool. You've got a lot more time to be here and there than I do, but
yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it. So tell me, if you as far as the apps that you used, the two that you mentioned, are those the only ones that you're using right now?
Well, I'm also using a couple weather maps because
nice.
make sure the area that you're in. A couple of the storms got pretty windy, and I was a little worried. but they passed really quickly. But so yeah, weather apps I think are definitely important. And then I've also got the Harvest Host app, so that I can check in and see where I might be able to stay. But I actually had planned each stay for the Harvest Host before I even left. So I had all that planned
So
out.
you knew, and so you knew exactly where you're going. And I feel like when I went on my first nursing assignment, I did the same thing. I didn't want to drive to West Virginia and not know where I was going. So I booked at a campground for 2 weeks so that I could learn the area and then find out what I was going to do after that. So I totally get it when you first start traveling. My sister always says to me, when I went to Chicago, she said, "Where are you going to stay at?" And I said, "I don't know yet." I said, I don't know if I'm going to drive all the way. I said, "I've got my live stream tonight." So she's like, "You're just going to leave and you don't know where you're staying." And I look for Cracker Barrels or Loves, rest areas, typically Cracker Barrel or Loves. And I stayed at a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
So question, what is something that surprised you once going full time? Something that you didn't expect?
The heat.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh God, I just did not anticipate the heat wave that hit us. And actually, I postponed a couple days because it was just so hot in Connecticut. So again, the weather apps, I just kept watching to see. But you know, it just my van doesn't have air conditioning, so that was definitely something that overwhelmed me more than I thought it would.
Yeah, and I'll tell you because I was finishing up a van and it was so hot here. And I actually knew Patty was on the road and heading our way and was going to take her time because I had to go to Chicago. And I called her one day and I said, "Where are you at?" And she said, "I just crossed into Illinois." And she was going to go to a campground. And I know how much power Patty's got because she's got the Blue Eddy. And we didn't put an AC in there. And I thought, I said, "If you want, come here because we're going to be working on your van anyway." And there's excessive heat warnings and it's just miserable. So that's how this happened. That's how, and it's been fine. So we
So
do, so just to go back, I do not know the dates of the women's RTR. If and when I find those out, I will share those as I find them out. We did miss a comment. What was the most challenging thing in living in the van? And again, I know heat has been an issue. Um, and then I know, the mattress,
yes.
was a thing.
Yeah, it's not as comfortable for me as I was hoping it would be. And then I think somebody just asked if Harvest Host is probably worth it on the West Coast with all of the BLM land out there. I probably won't use Harvest Host on the West
On
Coast.
the West Coast.
I might, maybe, I guess there's a couple of alpaca farms. I might go just for some of the interesting elements here and there, but
Yeah.
that would probably be a travel day.
Yeah, because once you sign up for it for the year, you have it, right? It's not a monthly cost. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let me go back. There's another thing. Someone says, so we're gonna talk about this for sure. The Berkey. As a van builder, I have had several of them. And I will tell you, when I first unboxed Patty's, I thought, oh, I'm going to do her a favor and I'm going to go ahead and rinse the cartridges and have it in the van ready for her. But Patty has done her research much better than I have. Tell us what you learned about the Berkey.
Well, the Berkey was another victim of freezing cold. I didn't get to the Berkey in time. I just drove after I left here, so I didn't have a chance to get set up anywhere. So by the time I got to Florida, I found out I had to go to Connecticut. I didn't have a chance to even look at the Berkey. And as I went north, it got cold and those filters froze. The good thing about those filters, though, is they're so well made, most of them, that you can prime them again Because after they froze, you have to let them dry. And then there's a process called priming where you have to actually get the inside inside each filter. And they have a little device that goes on top of it, underneath the faucet. It's like a connection. But actually, I saw a tip where you can buy just like a ketchup bottle and fill that with water, and it's just the right size to prime each filter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good tip. So
yeah.
take a ketchup bottle
Yep.
and just pour it and prime them.
Yeah.
So all they have to do is be wet.
Yes.
And that's daily.
From the inside out to begin with, that's the priming.
Okay.
And I just got one of those bottles at Walmart for like 95 cents.
Nice. I had no idea any of that about the Berkey because I don't have one.
Right.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
And when I unboxed hers and it said prime the filters, I did what it said.
Yeah.
So now when you left here, did you leave with water in the Berkey?
I don't think so. No, there wasn't water in the Berkey.
Okay.
No.
And then there's another question with the water. How hard is it for you to find water on the road?
That is one of the challenges. It's new to me, so I'm extremely grateful that you did the gravity fill, because I can just go get a couple gallons of water if I need to and just do the gravity fill. Fortunately, on my way here, I think it was maybe the day before or the morning of my way here, there was a campground that was only a couple miles off of the highway, and they took mercy on me and allowed me to fill
get
up.
some water.
Yeah, I offered to pay, but she just said, no, just go ahead. And so I was able to, get some water there. So,
and I know that people have those issues. Now, I know that a lot of them they're off the beaten path. But if you're ever going to visit a national park, a lot of national parks have campgrounds. And if you drive through the campground, they normally have a flush station. Now, this isn't drinkable water. It's not water that you want to use for your cup of tea or something. But if you're using it for shower, doing dishes, stuff like that, it's perfectly fine. So you can visit national parks and do that. Rest areas also. And then also, I fill up at Love's gas station, and they a lot of times have a RV cleanout station. The RV cleanout station has a hose. And a lot of times if you get, you're filling up, which is $100 right now, you can say, can I get some water from the fill up station? And they'll let you get a couple of gallons. So, hey guys, so you okay?
Yeah.
She needed some water. She needed some water.
Sorry.
So if you don't know what the gravity fill that she's talking about is when I connect the water connections, depending on what size tank you have, I will make it where you can connect a hose to it, open up a valve, and just fill it up real quick. But when you're on the road, like she said, there's not always water available, but you can go into Walmart and get a couple gallons and pour them in there because you want to be able to use your sink. It's just easier. So that's what she's talking about. And let's go back, make sure I didn't miss anything. Daryl, thanks for coming in. Whole lot of people came in. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. Floss is here. Good to see you. And so if you have a question, will Kelly might, she may fly in like on a Monday and stay Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and then we'll have to fly her back out. Or if she flies in towards the end, she can drive home with me. But she works weekend option now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday typically. So it's up in the air. She won't be able to do the whole time that I'm out there, but she might be able to do some. So hi to all the usual suspects. I think Patty is allergic to you. She might be allergic to me. She might be.
Down the wrong way.
I'll tell you, we had Red Robin for dinner, and Red Robin is common here. she's had it one time before, but it might be Red Robin.
Maybe.
We've been around each other a lot the last couple of weeks and this year. I think she's good. I was at your house even for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you be a nomad? Oh, someone else asked me this question. Can you be a nomad on Social Security and Medicaid?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of nomads out there, especially if you follow Bob Wells' channel. I think they talk about it all the time. Box Van D would have a good answer for that, because I know Box Van D is on Medicare, Social Security, disability, and is a nomad. So,
and you see fixed income used a lot. For
Jesse loves Red Robin. He tears up the endless fries, and so did we.
Yeah.
So did we.
Yeah.
When in Quartzsite, Arizona, I always get my well water from the RV pit stop, 25 cents for 5 gallons. They actually, I think, raised it. Yeah, we had to, it was like, they raised it this last year, but, absolutely. Medicare is probably the most common income streams for nomads. 100% agree.
Which is why a lot of people
Social Security,
are living in their vehicles.
Yeah, Medicaid and Medicare are two different insurances. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
One is state and one is government. Let's see here. I think, I'm late as always. No worries. All right. So what's next? What's next? So tell us, I struggled on the road for the 6 months that I was on 100% in the van. I gained 18 pounds because of eating foods that were convenient, eating foods that were easy to prepare, didn't take a lot of power. How are you doing with food and doing dishes?
Yeah, I'm learning. And right now there were a lot of bagged salads. That was what I was living on for lunch, and sandwiches. And then I was stopping for something quick to bite.
Yeah.
A quick bite at night. And I've got to work on that for sure.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it's tough. I think when you first are getting started, people that have been out there doing it for years, like Box Van D, they've got it. They've got a routine. They've got their favorite meals. I've got my favorite meals, and they're definitely not on the healthy spectrum. I cook quesadillas all the time, pancakes, bacon, things that are just easy. Sandwiches, like you said. And, when you stay at Cracker Barrels, you feel like you got it. I don't feel like it. I do. I eat there and support them for letting me sleep there. So
I did the same. And, a couple of the Harvest Hosts were restaurants.
Yeah.
So, I did have dinner at one of the restaurants.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so tell me, since you've been on the road traveling, because I know a lot of solo female travelers out there, one of their biggest things is being nervous, at night where they're staying, or, having somebody, approach them. Have you had any scares? Are you nervous?
I did the Harvest Host because I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly where I was going to be along the way, and feel comfortable without having to worry about that on my way out here. And I accomplished that. And you also had that social element of meeting somebody, get a feel for that person and where you're staying, or, whoever the manager is of the restaurant or vineyard. And as long as you had that comfort level, I had none of that at all. None of that. There were a couple that were in a location that I was questioning whether I would feel safe. Those I did end up canceling within 24 hours, and I went to Cracker Barrel. So there were a couple that I just didn't think that the location was going to make me comfortable. So I did, again, I had within 20 miles that Cracker Barrel, and that's where I ended up staying.
The only thing about Cracker Barrel, Loves, things like that, is you have to get used to that noise level, because they're always right off the interstate. And so there's a noise level. It doesn't bother me. And a lot of times when I'm at a place like that, I don't mind wearing earplugs, because I know that there's so many other people around. And And I have before stayed at a Cracker Barrel, actually in Chicago. There was no one else there. I was the only one on the lot. And that's probably I was like, I heard some noise. I looked out the window. Otherwise, I don't have a worry at all. So I would love to know. So we got someone that said they've got a 3-burner stove with an oven, and
Oh, wow.
that sounds to me like a lot of energy or a lot of propane. But I'm always interested in hearing about that. Gas one seems to be the easy way to go. We talked about that. You have an induction cooktop as well.
Yeah.
And when you're on shore power, that's good. But when you have like the Blue Eddy or something like that, where if it's an overcast day and you're not charging, you got to worry about that power, and anything that produces heat burns that tank. Best thing is making your own bread in an RV. There you go. It smells so good.
Yeah.
Yep. Where you get I think it's called Backyard. Oh, that's a Canada app. That's cool. That's cool. A lot of people talking about Medicare, so that's good. I haven't quite reached that age yet. John has reached that age. I'm going to be happy to collect Social Security and get on the road. I promise you, whatever amount it is, however small it is, if I've got my van and an open road, I will make it work.
Yeah.
Because I'm.
Yep. And again, I think that what they're talking about here, it is very common across a lot of the videos I've seen as well, that fixed income element. So I think a lot of people work backwards. They take their income and they say, okay, how can I live on this? What is my budget going to be?
Yeah.
At least, that's what I would do. And then try to stay within that budget.
Mm-hmm. And Patty, I wish, we were talking about channel content and things that might be helpful for the community. Mm-hmm. And I was teaching her some YouTube tips to do this, don't do this kind of thing, which she's like, oh, I didn't know that. We'll share some of that. But having a budget when you first start might be, that's a good plan, because if you overindulge or you like, when you first get started, you just don't know. So a budget could help you make sure that in the long run, you're successful at van life on whatever fixed income you are. Because I think a lot of people that are out there doing van life are probably on a more fixed income than not.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I know some people make passive income, stuff like that. And then, sometimes that's just an added hassle. Kelly and Johnny are youngsters. We're youngsters still. I'm loving every bit of all of this information on everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's everything. We've got it. I'm blessed in this heat. I use my second alternator a lot to charge up my batteries, and I have 8,700 watts.
Wow.
That's sweet. I never hooked up though, which is awesome. So while Patty's here, we're going to set her up so that she can charge while she drives. Anybody that I have set up like that with the Blue Eddy, it's a game changer. When she's got 630 watts of solar on her van. When it's an overcast day, you might just be pulling 50 watts or less. Or like me, I drive more at night. Patty likes to get where she's going by like 3 o'clock, sometimes earlier. I typically will start later in the day and end later in the day. So I want to be charging as I'm driving when that sun's down. So we're going to get Patty fixed up with an inverter so that she can charge the Blue Eddy while she's driving, and hook her up with a little bit more power supply while she's here, because it's a lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knowing how much power you've got.
Yeah.
And did you ever think like an induction cooktop could use so much energy?
No. And even the refrigerator, there were a couple days that I could see that the forecast was going to be raining or overcast, as you said. And I had to think about, am I going to keep my refrigerator plugged in?
Yeah.
Because I'm not plugged in to shore power. I don't know that I'm going to get enough solar. So I had to start thinking that way. Yeah.
So another thing Patty was telling me, and I'll share it with you because she probably has no idea what I'm going to say. But when she's driving, she understands that if you're going to like heat up water, to do that while you're driving, do that in the daytime while you're getting that sunlight. So she mentioned she had her hot water heater froze this winter. It was a big mix. I mean, when she went home, it was a lot. So, and it was too late. So she bought a shower a bag shower type thing that's super cool. We're going to show you on a video. And if she takes a crock pot and puts water in it, it heats up while she drives, while she's getting solar. And that's the kinds of things that you learn when you're on the road.
Yeah. And it worked, that it was almost boiling water. So you mix it with the water from the tap, and I had just enough to wash off and wash my hair. So it worked.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. That's super. Great tip with the water. There you go. Still talking about, hey, Tracy, still talking about Medicare. I have a DC to DC charger in my truck. It has a plug to connect the charge my trailer. My brother has added an XT90 to charge my Blue Eddy in my truck. Haven't tried it yet. Nice. Brothers are good to have, especially when they're handy like that. Charging while you drive is a game changer. Absolutely. Also use your chassis air to cool down the van. Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Johnny, you saved our butts with the inverter. Absolutely. Does anyone have any information on having to have an address if one wants to go full time? Les and Bernadette just got full-time residency in South Dakota. We talked about that. Patty's a good friend of ours, and we offered our address if she needed it. Insurance was kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I sent an appraisal over for her van, and insurance companies are dependent on the company, dependent on the state that you live in or have residency in.
Yeah.
It was a little harder for Patty. A little expensive this year.
Yeah, it was double.
Double.
Yeah.
And so next year, definitely think about doing a different company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably will have a different address as well.
Yeah. Where do you put the bag to heat it while you are driving? So it's in a crock pot.
Yeah, the water is in the crock pot, and the crock pot can be in my sink because I have a plug that's close by.
Yes. So I put, just like most galleys, I put a plug by her sink, set it in the sink, and it has a lid on it. My crock pot actually has a lid that clamps down. And unless you're a wild driver, which I know Patty's not, then it doesn't go anywhere. And I know a lot of people that cook crock pot meals while they drive.
Yeah. And actually, even if I wasn't driving, it didn't take long to heat up. So if I waited until I got to my destination, it probably only took about 15 minutes to heat up the water. So you don't even have to do it while you're driving.
Gary said he bought put in an order for a 2023 high roof. That's awesome. We talked about that last week. P.O. boxes, many use South Dakota. Exactly. And I know that we were talking about that. Les and Bernadette just did that. There are ways to stay clean. There absolutely are ways to stay clean. There absolutely is. I'll tell you what, even when I was in Chicago working, one day they let me use their house, and I would go in and take a shower. And one day I got locked out, and I had been working late, so I didn't quit working until like 9 p.m. because it was by time I worked all the way to date till light was gone, and then by the time I put all my tools away, it was late, and I went in to go take a shower, and the door was locked. So I washed in the van, so no problem at all.
Yeah.
Box Elder, South Dakota, America's mailbox, easiest legal domicile. It only takes one day. And that's from Mark Wolf. And I know Les and Bernadette had to stay in South Dakota one day. But, part of that, I don't know if it was getting the driver's license or getting insurance, is you need 2 pieces of mail.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you got your thing from the mailbox, but when you go get a driver's license, you don't have mail.
Yeah.
So that I know that was a little tricky. And maybe I'll interview them and they can share with us what they all had to do. I like the portable zip bag. Oven works awesome. You can even cook pizza in it. Oh, I'll have to look that up. Portable zip bag oven. Nice. They do make solar ovens. I've heard good and bad about them. I've heard that it takes all day long to cook something. And yeah. So with the gas one, or I like to cook a lot over campfires. I don't have an issue with food. But it takes time.
Yeah, and I'll learn, I'm sure.
Yeah. What about going to the bathroom? Has that been a tough one?
No, not really. Not now because I had a travel day and then I stayed somewhere and then I had a travel day. So I just have to find a trash can the next day. So going to the gas station the next day and getting rid of everything was very easy. When I get to quartzite, we'll see.
Yeah, quartzite. Yep. Squat on a cactus. No, I'm kidding. Oh my goodness. Great idea, Bernays. Let's see what Bernays said. I'm going to back up a little bit, or a lot. I missed it. I don't even see it. All right. Two of these guys are talking amongst themselves. I missed the easiest way. Okay, I'm caught up there. Solo oven on the beach is fantastic. It doesn't take that long to cook your food. Solar ovens, nice. I have seen a few on, like videos. So, but I did think they took a little while. But we'll see. I use a Dash 2-cup rice cooker, small and low wattage.
Nice.
Thermos with hot water, absolutely. And that's the thing. Heat your water up while you're driving, then put them in a container that stays warm like that. Actually, the shower bag that you have is pretty thick.
Yeah.
And it's black, and it's plastic on the inside, canvas on the outside. So it probably stays pretty warm while you get the van set up, I would think.
Yeah. And I think it is thermal. I think it is thermal.
Thermal, yeah. So bathroom, shower, no problem. Water.
Yeah.
How is it like? Are you lonely on the road? Are you liking the peace and quiet?
I'm an introvert by nature, so some of it I'm kind of fine with in terms of having some alone time. But again, I think that I'll schedule things like Harvest Host or meetups or caravans here and there when I want that social element, because I definitely need both. I can be in my own space for a few days and be perfectly comfortable with that. But after a while, yeah, I'm gonna need to be able to get out and meet more people and do things together. Yeah.
I looked on Amazon. I don't see anything that says zipper bag oven. Luckily, I'll be able to use my son's address as mine. That works. Problem with South Dakota is you don't you have to go back up there to get your driver's license and that renewed. Now, I believe I talked to Les and Bernadette, and I think they're in here. I think they said you just have to go, hey, Kel, I think you just have to go once every 5 years, I think. I feel like I heard that somewhere. Kelly's sleeping. Kelly's beat. She worked last night. She worked the night before. Yeah, no cards tonight.
No.
Still talking about Medicare. I'll get the exact name. Give me a second. Awesome. Once every 5 years for driver's license renewal. And that is guaranteed information. Bernadette knows that for a fact. She just got residency in South Dakota last month. So that is for real, the latest update. Mark Wolf confirms that. There you go. It's Hot Logic. Oh, it's Hot Logic. I wonder if that's the bag. Look for a Hot Logic. It's a thermal cooker. Someone mentioned it above. Hot Logic. I will check that out. Maybe I'll buy one and do a review on it. Oh my goodness. I've been doing quite a few reviews. I don't know if people are getting bored of them or not, but the dryer's pretty cool, right?
I love the dryer.
The dryer is,
You sold me on the dryer.
it's so cool. Van life though, it's like, when I had it up in Chicago, I took it and I knew it was not going to be, I don't have the best space for it. You have the perfect spot for it.
Yeah.
But I loved having it. I loved having it. And, I ran it for 40 minutes and it used 360 watts. But in the middle of the day, once your battery is fully charged anyway, it's not going to charge anymore. So use that power during the day and let that recharge. And it's like you're still at 100% by the end of the day. So, yep, never bored of the reviews. Thank you. No, they're good. What is the name of the dryer again? It's Morris Zero thermal dryer. So Morus. And I just shot the full review video today. It is edited. I got to send it to the company. They actually review your video before you post it. So it should be up Friday. It should be my Friday video. How's everyone doing tonight? Brett, thank you for being here. Because of your video on the Blue Eddy AC 200, 2000, I bought one. Awesome. Awesome, Gary. Thank you. Does anyone have or use a 12-volt ice maker? We have an AC ice maker. Les and Bernadette have an ice maker, but I think theirs is AC as well. But if you've got 12 volt and you want to go ahead and use your inverter, you're not going to use it for a long time anyway. Make your ice, put it in the freezer, you're done. Again, make it in the daytime so your 12 volt can recharge. So ours is AC also for the ice maker. Yeah. So just make your ice during the day, use your inverter and let it recharge. Make a bunch of ice all at once, put it in the freezer. So we have an ice maker and it's a lot like Les and Bernadette's, if not the same one. And we love it. I just finished my Transit Connect build, heading out this weekend. Nice. Thanks for all the help, Johnny. Your tips have been invaluable. Thank you so much. I don't know if you're coming to our meetup, my meetup, but I love to see your Connect. I would love to see that. So I don't, but I use my 12-volt fridge as a freezer. Yep, freeze the water bottles. Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. We make ice while we drive. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. And then you've got a gallon-sized bag when you get to where you're going. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Review of best choice fridge or freezer. Bigger. I've got an Iceco freezer right now that I'm reviewing, and I will tell you it's only a 40 liter. Is it a 40 liter? I think it's a 40 liter, and I love it. I do like it, but when you have been using a 5.1 cubic feet refrigerator for 2 years, this little refrigerator would be a little bit hard for me to get used to because it is small. But Iceco, I like it. The temperature is fantastic. I'm going to be doing a review on it, but and then I did that Joy 2-dish refrigerator. It's bigger. It's a lot bigger. I liked it. The lid, the handle broke. They sent me another one. My sister broke it again. I broke the first one. She broke the second one. The Iceco one has a phenomenal lid to it. Now you have the,
oh my God.
It's the other ice one.
Yeah.
It's.
I can't believe I'm drawing a blank.
Oh my goodness, me too. And I put it in.
That's sad.
It's not Iceco.
No.
It's. I can't remember now. It's got ice in the name. Does the Iceco have a Dan Foss compressor? I will have to look it up. I'll have to look it up. Hi, Johnny and Patty. I'm late to the party, but just wanted to say hey and thanks for the chat. Just saying. I hope you saw my response to your comment. I have storage anytime you need it. Iceco, yeah. I have an Iceco and put it between my 2 van seats with the dog pillow on top. It's perfect. It's perfect. And the actual one that I have the isotherm. But it has ice in the name. People are guessing. Whoever guesses it wins.
Here we go. Right here.
We got it. Alpacool. Alpacool. It doesn't have ice in the name. Alpacool. And it functions well.
Yeah.
And it was sent to her with a broken DC cord.
Yeah.
So she can't run it DC. She has to run it AC.
I do.
We had the opportunity to return it, but instead of returning it, the company said, or you can keep it with just the AC. So that's what ultimately took place. So,
yeah.
So when this one no longer works, we'll go from there.
Yeah.
A reasonable alternative to a Dan Frost compressor is an Alpacool or clone brand with the LG compressor option. I have to do more research. Nice cooking appliances. Oh, nice. 81 watching, 63 likes. Smash that thumbs up. Thank you, guys. 83 watching. That's awesome. I've used the hot, not on road yet. I've used the hot. I'll have to check that. Alpacool mostly uses Chinese compressors, but you can find them with South Korean LG compressors. Mom on the go, thank you for coming in. I feel like this is what I'm going to say. I get contacted pretty often now for reviewing those battery banks. And I like doing them because I can review them, do an honest review. The company, they don't ask to see my video first. I do an honest review, and then I'm able to gift that because I obviously don't need 5 of them in my house. And I will tell you, 2 companies reached out to me if I would review their battery bank. Except for the color, they were exactly the same. They were identical. You could take the top off of them and see inside the components that they use, identical. So it is funny that way. So
and having that separate little jackery, that charges my TV.
Yeah. So I asked Patty, I said, do you watch TV? You know, was it worth putting it in? She's like, every night. So YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's so easy now because it's a smart TV and it's a bigger screen. You can relax back in bed and watch Johnny's Journey on YouTube. Yeah. So something, I love power bank reviews. I love doing them. Yes, the Ice Code does have a Dan Frost compressor. Thank you. I got the compressor. I left to Chicago. I got the refrigerator. I left to Chicago the next day. Matter of fact, when it was arrived, I was loading up the van. So I really haven't even, and when I got home, I put it in the other room. I did use it up there on the road. I put all my drinks and all my snacks in it because I wanted to be in and out of it a lot so that I could do an honest review on how well it maintained the temperature getting in and out of it. So
the small Jackery, what's that size?
The Jackery 240.
That's what I have.
Yes, the Jackery 240, and you run your TV off of it.
Yep.
And then charges it back up while she drives.
Yep.
So pretty cool.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, a lot of people forget to do it. What size Jackery? Okay, I have to get back to work. Oh, boo. Thanks for coming in, Bill. Let's see here. Biggest social media platform used by teens now, YouTube. No doubt. I have no doubt about that. It's so crazy. We were talking about YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that because her video, the 5 changes that we're going to make, she is making. She was in my premiere. We were talking about that. There was 30 people in the premiere. Right when we were done, it had 62 views. And she said, there was 31 people there. You've got 62 views. And I said, because people come in and out. They'll come in, they'll leave, they'll come back in. And she said, is that helpful to the channel? And so we were talking about it. Some people have to come and go. We get it. But if you come in and 15 minutes later you leave, that means you watched, X amount of the video. So YouTube if you watch the whole thing and then leave, YouTube says, hey, she's got 30 people watching 100% of this video, and it does better for the channel. So, yeah. So when you go in, come back out, and go back in, it counts as a new view, and it counts as a lower percentage. So if you can stay, unless it's boring and you gotta go. There's a bug.
Primrose, I'm not doing a YouTube channel. I just love watching YouTube
It's
videos.
work.
Yeah. Oh no, I was curious about how it worked, and I see how much work you put into it. And for me, I'm not comfortable in front of the screen often. So, I'm getting more comfortable, but I have no desire to be in front of it on a daily basis or weekly basis.
And you talked about being an introvert.
Yeah.
And some people, when they respond on your videos, can be downright cruel.
Yeah.
Some people, and when you're a new YouTuber, it's sensitive. It's like, oh, like really? But once you've been doing it for a while, you kind of, when people are leaving you thumbs down, when they're leaving you negative comments, they are jealous of what you're doing or whatever. So
the only thing I possibly contemplated was maybe a craft type of channel where they would see my hands working on whatever I was working on. Maybe, but I would probably have to turn off comments because I think they would bother me so much. So
Deb says she's had an ice co for 2 years and loves it. Nice. Yeah, I think it's going to be perfect. Patty, are you on Instagram?
I am learning Instagram. I am on Instagram, but I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I will be.
Yeah. And so she is on Instagram. And when you are at home and you're living life, you're not posting a whole lot. But when you're on the road and you've got siblings or children or friends that want to, like, are you okay? A lot of people will use Instagram to let their family members know, hey, I'm okay, and this is where I'm at. Now, if you want to, for security purposes, do 1 week behind. So if you're in St. Louis, don't post a picture of you at the arch when you're at the arch. If you're worried about security, you're female, solo traveler, whatever, you're nervous, save those photos up and post them just a little bit behind. Your family will know what you're doing. They'll know you're okay. I want to do arts and crafts channel. Patty does scrapbooking.
I make journals.
Journals, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, I make journals with antique papers, and I love going to thrift stores and finding different unique papers to work with. So I got addicted to it a couple of years ago, and I have everything with me. So I'll be doing a lot of that as well.
It is super cool. She's got all her crafts, her sewing machine, everything in the van, and very organized.
And I have room left over for my thrift store finds, and I'll have even more pretty soon.
Yeah. So tell me, I always tell people, one of my biggest advice is when you're trying to stay organized in van life, I always say my biggest advice is everything has to have a home. Because if it doesn't have a home, it's going to be a mess. You agree with that? I feel like that is. So you know what? My phone is going to talk to him. Okay.
Delonda, you said something about the black screen and just talk to you. That's a good idea. At least I wouldn't feel awkward, like she's putting me in this awkward position right now. But yeah, it's hard for me. And I think other introverts would probably agree. It's just a little awkward.
I can't believe this happened.
Yeah, I do, after the week we've had. So it's an idea, but I really honestly couldn't go through all the different comments, and I think that would bother me if I had a few haters out there. So
that was fun.
Oh,
that was a good test. That, I mean, it's just that is the perfect. All right, guys, that was funny, and I do apologize to Patty,
No, the
but
timing of it was perfect.
it was so perfect. That was funny. I think it had a thing come across the top of my phone that said your battery's at 15%, and I thought, oh no. So you know what? We're gonna do a giveaway tonight.
Oh, great.
So we're gonna do a giveaway. Now I showed my T-shirt, Midwest Van Builders.
Yes.
I showed that on my last live stream, and when the live stream was over, I sold 3 of them.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. So if you bought one of my Midwest Van Builders t-shirts off of it's on my YouTube channel. It's below my channel header. And if you bought one, I thank you. That I don't make a lot off of them, but I love the advertising and I love the support. So we're going to give one away tonight. And all you have to do is type in full time, right?
Yeah,
full time. And it's 2 words, full time. You're not going to be able to see me do this because I'm not as good as Kelly. She's my witness that we're going to draw. I'm going to start collecting them. It says I have 1 entry so far.
Yeah.
3. So we're going to give you guys some time. Type in full time and we're going to draw somebody and you're going to get one of these Midwest Van Builders t-shirts. You will email me and I'm going to put my email in the chat because I might be able to put it on my banner here. Let me try and put it on my banner. It's easier on the banner. So you will email me your address, your size, and I've got gray, I've got a lighter gray, which is not as pretty, and blue, and there's a couple of different colors, but we got 25 entries so far. I feel like there was a lot more than that come across here. Good luck to everyone. Patty A, I think, has several shirts.
Yeah, she says she already has one.
I'm surprised that only says 25.
Yeah, and you have 85 people watching.
And there's 85. I feel like that's behind.
Yeah. Or I'm behind.
Well, I don't have a way to make it. Okay, we're going to draw here. See if it catches up. Hopefully the person's still in here. It took me a minute. Deb Riddle. Deb Riddle is the winner. Deb Riddle. So, Deb, you will send me an email. It's listed below here. And you will send me your shirt size and address and color, and we'll get that sent out to you. So I'm sure she is. I'll be able to tell you. She is still here. Okay. Perfect.
Yay.
So congratulations. Yeah, everybody's saying congratulations. Thank you, guys. So how was it?
Okay.
Thanks for being here. Sorry I left you momentarily.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing another video. We're going to probably do a couple videos while Patty's here. Yeah. We have installed, I'll tell you guys, because you guys are my devoted followers. We have installed a diesel heater. It put out 150-degree heat. We set it at 68 degrees and it really is nice. Yeah. So it's a nice install. And we installed, if you didn't see my short video today, we installed a bug screen, the bug wall. Yeah. And that's so really, really nice upgrades. Yes. Yeah. Getting a new mattress put in. It's here. We just got to find my strong son and have him help me get the old one out. Yeah, that's but I'm going to keep you in suspense until this Friday.
Thanks, Twanda.
What's going on there? I must have missed that comment. But I like the bug screen. The bug screen is really nice. Yeah. It is quality. It is quality. It was kind of a pain to install. Oh. I'll tell you what we did. And then we'll get off of here. I watched the video of the guy who is the owner of the company install. and it just wasn't working. So we came in, I ate lunch, and I thought, this is what we're going to do. And we went back out there, and within an hour, we had the sliding one installed. And about 40 minutes later, we had the back one installed. So there's a couple of design flaws.
Yeah.
We may develop one and retire next year.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Thank you,
Man.
Deborah. That was very nice.
What's that?
She said, wow, great upgrades, Patty.
They are very nice.
Thank
They are
you.
very nice upgrades. So, and I'm sure I missed a couple, but we got the water heater out of the van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be without it for a little while.
Yeah. See how it goes. See how it goes. All right, guys. Thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us. Thank you for being on the show. You guys stay safe out there. We're going to see you guys next Tuesday. If you haven't checked out, we're having the meetup September 9th, 10th, and the 11th. If you want to attend the meetup, there's a Facebook event. Go click on that, and you can find the information there. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye, guys. I gotta